Hi, Ricky. Can you please go into detail in the running of green water? Okay, so this I've had a few ponds recently, one in particular that I intentionally let go green. And it kind of proved a few things for me. Now, you know, I've mentioned a few things on Sumi lately, and I hankering towards. I've not let on too much, but it's the impact that UV has on it, and not necessarily temperature. This is something I really sort of picked up last winter, especially in the winter before it, and it's just been coming more and more and reinforcing it. So yeah, I let one of these ponds go green, and sure enough, it's been for quite a prolonged period now. And I just literally just turned the UV off. But being in the greenhouse with the intensity of the UV generally, it doesn't take very long. And yeah, I mean, it's cleared up now. I've had it clearing because I need to get some of the fish out, and it's pretty much done everything I anticipated. You come up, the Benny's absolutely gleaming as always, which I believe is the UV control there. The green water, you know, naturally cultivates a bit of spirulina, which is all good for them. But it's more the shine on the skin as they come up. But the big thing I'd noticed in it all as well is that the Sumi had done exactly what I thought it had in a few fish where the intense UV had kind of bleached it off them almost. It's come back or started coming back anyway. And yeah, I weren't surprised in all honesty. But yeah, running it is a different beast. You've got to have an extreme level of confidence in what you are doing because you are working blind. This kind of scenario, you've got to be confident that you can truly generally understand where the fish are at. You've got a mature, established system. You're confident in your routines. You're confident that you're not potentially, you know, going to have a problem that you can't see. But this is the issue. Without all that, you are working blind, so it's a lot easier to miss little details that you would proactively try and probably preempt a big problem from starting, even just the early signs of a parasitic problem or something like that. So it's definitely not, there's a lot of advantages to it for sure. If you are happy to do it, it really is a fish first policy, because obviously you're not going to see your fish, and the best time of year to do it really would be in the summer, which for a lot is when they're enjoying the pond. So I absolutely get the conflict there in that, but it's not for the faint hearted, because like I say, you're working blind, so you've got to be confident that you'll be able to pick up and anticipate and see problems in the small window when you're probably going to see them up at the top and feed in or something like that. If you don't, like I say, very quickly you could come to harvesting that pond and you had a full-blooded bacterial problem, for example, because you've missed something that, had it been clear, would have been really little. You'd have picked it up quickly and dealt with it, but because you've been working blind, you haven't, and it's a nightmare. So yeah, to be honest, not something, although there are benefits to it, I won't hide away from that, not something I would actively promote, just because of the management of it and the risks involved in working blind. So yeah, tough one really there to say much more on. Just that's the pros and cons to it. If you are ultra confident in your routines and everything you do and you want to trial it, fantastic, go for it. But there are other ways of controlling UV. Admittedly, it's probably going to be a more costly ones, because really study, you know, the potential balance you need in UV is phenomenal to really balance up, you know, Benny, Sumi, and Shiroji requirements in all this, which is interesting. I will start sharing kind of more on where I'm at with all that stuff soon. But I have known for a long time, obviously, light impacts being a big thing, and a lot of, you know, big breeders have quite sophisticated shading systems in the greenhouses. But finding the sweet spots, I mean, my God, it's going to be a giggle. But as far as I can see, yeah, the intense sort of summer UV. And this is where I come to it again, you know, how clear do you want your water? Because this ultra clean, clear, you know, straight out the tap like that, yeah, it looks fantastic. But that, believe me, if it's a pond that's just open to the elements in the height of summer, is not the best thing for your koi. I do know that for sure. There's a compromise somewhere to be had in all that.